Hello grapplers and welcome to another Gief video. Today we're gonna talk about whiff punishing. And thank you so much to Andrew-TE3Ian. Sorry if I butchered your name, but your suggestion was excellent. So we're gonna do a whiff punishing video with Gief. So if in the future, for some reason I'm doing a matchup video and I need to reference a whiff punisher, I can send you guys to this video and that'll be way easier, right? We're gonna start with wheel kick, which technically is not the best with Punisher, but I want to include it here so we can have a video with the proper combo. Again, in case someone wants to see it. So, wheel kick is usually a punish for reversals. If you don't want to spend any kind of meter, this is the best you can do. That damage is kind of on the low side. If you want to spend super, then I think it's justifiable to go for the wheel kick. You can go for health stab into super 1 or super 2, depending on what you want to do. But this is way better damage, so if you're in the middle of the screen, don't go for wheel kick unless you want to spend the meter. In the case of the corner, you can go for supers after health stab or just go for the classic one, which is this and this. You're gonna spend a lot of drive meter, but that damage is pretty huge. If you for some reason go for super 2, just remember that you don't have enough juggle to continue with a combo with health stab unless you use drive rush. Here, go straight into super 1 or just dash and burst. You're gonna do a little bit more damage with burst, but that's it. That's the best you can do, or super 1 and keep the Oki. If you don't want to spend meter, at least no super meter, your best option is just this. That is higher damage than going for wheel kick, health stab into lariat. Only do that combo if you want to spend the DOD bar on burst, because otherwise the damage is way too scaled and it's not worth it. If you go for something like this, it's just not worth it. It's the same damage as going for this, standing hard kick, health stab, and burst. If you are in the corner, just go for this one. And this is the highest damage you're gonna get for just 1 meter, or 2 meters of drive. That's the best you can do. You can use any other type of SPD and you can dash after it in order to secure the SPD. I use a strong SPD here. So you can do that, or you can go into super 3. If you're not close, remember to dash, but you can super 3. Let's say Marisa woke up with something and you're punishing. This is kind of stupid in terms of damage. That is huge. And if you're in the CA range, you'll do over 6,000 damage, which is huge. If you want to whiff punish a fireball, you can technically do this, and some Shoryuken, some reversals allow you to do this, but you need a lot of frames. As you can see here, you need at least 32 frames. Also pretty decent, just to go for that one. Here. Decent damage. However, if you want to spend the meter, you're gonna do way more. Standing light kick allows you to go into crouching medium punch, health stab, lariat, which is pretty huge. You can go even into super 2 and increase the damage. Second one is harder to use, but gives a higher reward. Remember, when we're with punishing, we're looking for the recovery frames so we can get the punish counter. If we get counter hits, it's fine. You do get 2 extra frames to whatever you're doing. But what you really are looking for are recovery frames. So don't throw the buttons as soon as you see the opponent's buttons on the screen. Just try to hit the recovery frames, alright? Okay. Now this one is harder to use because crouching medium punch has a really strange range. So those two, pretty decent. The other one I think is standing medium punch. Now this is mostly just a button that you use to whiff punish and you don't get anything out of it unless you're close. Most of the time you're gonna hit someone like this, and that's gonna be the end of it. With punish counters, you're not only doing health damage, you're also doing drive damage, which in some cases is way more important. Because if they have health, but they don't have drive meter, they're gonna be in burnout, and that's the moment where you can go a little bit loco. Headbutt can be a whiff punisher. I don't recommend it, but you can space yourself correctly. You know, sometimes due to distance, health up will whiff, so you might need to use crouching medium punch into lariat, and that sometimes also whiffs depending on if the opponent is standing or crouching. Hit someone with headbutt and go straight into lariat. There. Standing hard kick is one of the best whiff punishers you have with Gief. Now the problem is when to use it. Standing hard kick whiffs against crouching opponents, so you need to use it against standing moves. That's the first thing. The second thing is, depending on the range, you might need to modify your combo a little bit. Here. At that distance, the best I can do is Super 2. The Super 1 will whiff. These two. If you drive rush after it, it's not a bad idea, but sometimes even then, you can whiff. So if you're really far, you can go straight into level 2. Most of the time you're gonna hit them. I'd say 99% of the time you'll hit them with Super 2 because the range is pretty decent. That's one. The other option that I think is also pretty interesting is depending on what you want to do again with your meter. If you're willing to drive rush after the standing hard kick, you can drive rush, standing light kick, and then go for Super 1 or into another drive impact. You can do that. That is also an option. So you can have those two in case you whiff punish with this. And if you're far, also pretty important to know is sweep. Pretty decent for Gief. Now from sweep you get a plus 45, so you can manually time your safe jump with a forward jump, or you can just use knee and be plus 11. In some instances, your best whiff punisher is your super level 2. You want to whiff punish during the active frames. So if the case of Marisa, if you see the punch, as long as the punch is on screen, if you do the super, you will catch her, because the recovery frames are not enough for her to escape. You need at least 18 frames to catch people with that super. Let's say you're over here and Marisa is going for the Gladius. For some reason, I don't know why, she's going for Gladius. She can't jump it because she's recovering. Use it against very specific moves. For example, especially if the opponent goes for special moves. Like, I don't know, with Tatsu. Maybe a Manon is really far from you and she goes for the overhead and that whiffs. Stuff like that. And if you're not close enough and you can react fast enough, Super 2 is a very decent whiff punisher, but you have to react to the opponent. 99% of the time, you're gonna be whiff punishing with sweep and standing light kick. That's a reality of it. But if you can squeeze a couple of crouching medium punches, a couple of standing hard kicks, you're gonna deal a lot of damage. Technically, there are other buttons that you can use for whiff punishing, but they're more niche. Like you can whiff punish with crouching light punch, but you don't get much. You can also whiff punish with standing medium kick even. Most of the time, these two are just your go-to in terms of whiff punishing. And then you can move on to standing hard kick and crouching medium punch, and with those 4 buttons you'll have a whole kit to whiff punish almost everything in the game. The one that I think it takes the longest to learn how to use, but Hell Stab is also a very decent whiff punisher if you know when to position yourself. I hope you like this video. Remember that I'm streaming on twitch.tv/Kirupu, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, have fun, and keep playing Grapplers. Bye bye. I will fight.